Today we're going to be running you through the software for the Razer Viper V2 Pro mouse. And without further delay, let's jump straight into it. So once you get the Razer Synapsys software and plug in your mouse, this is going to be the screen you're greeted with. So starting off with this up here, this is going to be your profiles. You can go ahead and create a new one here by clicking add, and then you can manage your profiles from here, and here you can click plus to make it get triggered on a specific game. And then you can click on the profile and you can link a specific game to a profile. So I like to play Valheim a lot. If I click this, now this profile is going to launch every time I launch the Valheim game. So all of these buttons are going to be what you can customize. So if you want to customize mouse button number 5, you just click on it, and then you can go ahead and click the keyboard function, and then this is going to be different buttons on your keyboard that you can assign to a mouse. So let's say you want the front button to be like number 5 for whatever reason. You just go ahead and do that and click save, and now when you press the front button, it's going to register the number 5. You can also include modifiers like shift, control, and alt, and then you can also have turbo mode where it will spam the number 5 7 times or even up to 20 times. And that's going to be really great if you're spamming a button a lot. Moving down to mouse functions, this is going to be similar to keyboard functions, except this is going to be your default mouse functions. And you can also have turbo mode here. And then you also have sensitivity here. This is where you can adjust the DPI, and you can adjust a command on how it gets adjusted, but we'll cover that a little more in the performance tab here in a second. Then we also have inner device. This is going to be really useful if you have 2 Razer devices like a mouse and a keyboard, and you could do something like shift plus click and have that be a command in the software. Normally you couldn't do that with 2 different products that aren't Razer, but with Razer you can combine the 2 products to really optimize your workflow to work together. Then we have switch profiles. This is going to be pretty straightforward. You just create another profile and then you can cycle or switch between a specific profile. Razer Hypershift is going to be pretty much how you duplicate all of the buttons on your mouse. You just enter Hypershift mode and then your mouse changes its commands completely. And to do that, to assign the different keys, you basically click standard here and then it enters into Hypershift mode. And then if you don't want your Hypershift commands anymore, you go to standard mode. Now launch program is going to be pretty straightforward. This is going to launch a specific app on your computer. You just navigate it to it here. And then you can also launch a website by typing the URL in there. Multimedia is basically going to be your multimedia controls that you can assign to any mouse button. Windows shortcuts is going to be some of these Windows utility keys like copy, paste, cut, or even stuff like launch Microsoft Paint, snipping tool, etc., etc. Text function is going to be pretty straightforward. You type in some text here, and then you can have that text get pasted when you press the button. And then you're also going to have an emoji menu that you can choose from, along with a symbol chooser that lets you choose very specific symbols. And then finally you can disable the button if you wish. Now next we're going to have the performance tab, and this is going to be where you can adjust your DPI settings. So with this mouse, to adjust the DPI, all you do is you press this button at the bottom of the mouse and you can see that we're cycling through different profiles. Now if this is a little too much for you to cycle through, they do have the option right here where you can select maybe 2 profiles. That way you're not cycling through like 5, there's only 2 that you use, and it'll be quicker to switch to a different profile. What you can do is you can also enable X and Y DPI settings. So this can be your left and right sensitivity, and this can be your up and down sensitivity. And to adjust it, you just drag the bar here, or you can just type it in this little box here. Now scrolling down to polling rate, this is going to be how fast the mouse performs via the Razer Hyperspeed wireless technology. I recommend keeping it on 1000. That way you're not going to have any lag, skips, or anything like that. And then going over to the calibration tab, this is going to adjust your tracking distance, meaning how high do you want to lift your mouse before the laser can't read the surface anymore. And then power mode is going to have some power saving technology. So if you don't touch your mouse for 5 minutes, it'll just go on idle mode. I recommend keeping that on so you can have longer battery life. And then you also have low power mode, where if your battery enters say 30%, it's going to operate at a much lower performance level. I personally recommend bringing this down to like 5%, and you're really going to notice it, and that way the mouse isn't going to randomly cut out on you. So this mouse is going to have quite a bit of customization settings to really give you an edge over other players in your games. Now I did do a dedicated hardware review video with this mouse, so if you want to see that video, be sure to click the video up here. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.